Hi guys, so we're just doing a quick video today on what I've been doing sort of for the last few months since the gym closed, as in training. I did a little post on it the other day and got quite a lot of messages, so I just wanted to do a little video on it. So basically, I have been training in a garage and I've only been doing three exercises. So, and training 3 days a week. So I haven't been doing 3 exercises 3 days a week, believe it or not. I've been doing 1 exercise 3 days a week. So on a Monday, I do whatever type of leg movement. So a basic leg movement. I've actually been doing sissy squats, just because of, to be honest, convenience in there. It's really difficult to get things done. So I've been doing a sissy squat. Then on a Wednesday, I've done a pull, which has been like a bent over cable type pull. And then on a Friday, I've just been doing bench press. So these are the movements I can do. But all I wanted to do was, because things have been crazy, I'm still looking for another building, I'm doing PT here and there, so I'm all over the place. I just wanted to pick a movement that I can do in there very comfortably, don't take a lot of setting up. Don't take very long, and that works everything. Now I know there'll be everybody coming on going, well, you know, your sissy squat's not working your calves, it's not working your hamstrings. It is, because when I'm saying I'm doing 1 set, so I'm basically doing 1 set of each of those once a week. So it's 3 sets total. So, but those sets are super intense. So I'm hitting failure is always, no matter what. My form is bang on, so my negatives are under control, the static holds, you know, really good positives, no momentum, and I'm going to failure obviously as a minimum, but then I'm doing some partials, I'm hitting rest pauses, so I'm very fatigued by the time it's done, and it takes me a good while to recover from that. So the only reason I wanted to explain this is because you don't need a phenomenal amount of exercise. You don't need to necessarily be working each body part sort of with the movement directly for it. You know, you get a lot of overlap. So nutrition wise, still been eating really, really well 5 days a week. So, but usually in a slight calorie deficit, because I've been trying to lose a bit of chub, or sort of a maintenance of calories, and basically with that, it's just really good food. I'm still having my whole eggs, I'm still having my steak, rice, some fruits as in berries, I'm having my yogurt, I'm having my whey isolate, things like that. Plenty of fluid each day. Still been trying to get to bed a little earlier, because in the past I used to always, because I was so thin, I used to always prioritise the food over necessarily maybe losing an hour or so in bed. Don't do that anymore, and don't advise that anymore. You know, if you're really struggling and you need more, probably do the other thing that I used to do was, when I get up to go to the toilet through the night, which I always do because of the amount of fluid I drink, I used to put a protein shake at the side of the bed, not a ridiculous one, maybe 15 grams max, because you don't want to upset your digestion and keep yourself awake. I would drink that down, go to the bathroom, come back, go back to sleep. So that's another way of doing it, because the sleep is so important. Everything happens while you're asleep, so you need to, you know, prioritise that for sure. The amount of time I'm not going to get into, because everybody is a little bit different when it comes to that, but you know, your average of 8 hours is always a good place to be, at least if possible. So been doing all those things. So 5 days a week eating 100% bang on, fluid everything. 1 day a week now on a Sunday. I've got 2 small children, 6 and 8. So I let myself go a little bit on a Sunday. I still try and ensure that I get a little, you know, bit more protein in than just saying I'm not bothered at all. And same with my fluid. But beyond that, I just have things that I like. So, but I'm not a person that eats a great deal of food normally anyway. So I tend to just eat less, you know. But it'll be things that I like. I love crisps. or chips if you're in America, and so I'll have, you know, a couple of bags of that. I might have a little bit of chocolate. I'm not a big massive on that, so but I'll have meals that I like. So you know, I can't remember when I last did it, but I might go get a Burger King or something like that for one of the meals. So nothing's crazy though, because I tend to just relax, that I don't have to be so regimented with the food. So that's the Sunday. Then the other day I do a 36-hour fast at the moment, so which has been helping with the fat loss and things. And it kind of can, this study's saying that it can improve your health to a degree. So you know, while I've not been doing 13-hour days at the gym, it seemed a good time to do it. So I basically finish eating around 9 o'clock on a Wednesday evening, and then I don't eat again till sort of around 9:30ish, maybe even a bit later sometimes on a Friday morning. So that's the nutrition. I'm getting plenty of rest obviously, because I'm just doing the 3 days, the 3 sets, but as I say, don't be fooled that those sets are very, very intense. If you've seen me train when George filmed me before, I give everything I've got all the time, and I'm even adding, because it's only 3 movements, I'm even adding a rest pause on here and there, and partials and things on top of that. So the point I was trying to make is that even doing those things in a slight calorie deficit at the moment, which is pretty light for me to be honest, but I'm around 240, so about 17.2. So what I'm trying to say is that if volume was the answer that everybody says it is, then realistically, unless I was overeating, then I should have just crashed, my body weight should have gone, especially with the fasts, and I should have lost a massive amount of muscle tissue. That is not the case. So, you know, there's the big thing at the moment, again on overtraining, that it doesn't exist. There's only overeating, there's only undereating, sorry. It's just nonsense, you know. You can't force feed muscle growth. You can't force feed recovery. You know, of course, you need to be having enough nutrients so recovery can take place along with proper rest, sleep, etc. What we've just covered, fluid. But you can't. It's like saying that if you were training in the gym for 12 hours a day, as long as you're nibbling on food all the way through, so you get a tremendous amount of food over the course of the day, you could do that every single day of your life. Well, you can't do that. Anybody that's trained, and I'm sorry, but the people that are also saying this have never done a really super hard workout before, because if you kill yourself in the gym to the point of that you're not going to get another repetition, you know, maybe you do rest pauses, things like that, like we've shown, you're exhausted, you're completely exhausted. So what is that exhaustion? You know, if you wasn't going to be able to overtrain, what's the exhaustion? Why are you still tired the next day? Why are you still tired 2 days later sometimes and beyond that? So the other point is as well that these people that always say about the overtraining thing are usually massive volume trainers, and second to that, they also recommend you don't undertrain. So another point I want to make there is if you can undertrain, why can't you overtrain? That completely contradicts everything they're saying there, that you can do one on one spectrum on one end, but you can't do it on the other, which is just ridiculous. I have done a set before on a movement, a deadlift, pushed it to the limit and things like that. 3 or 4 days later, I feel like I don't want to get out of bed. So, you know, and I'm still eating very well, I'm sleeping okay. So, you know, of course you can overtrain. You know, you can't drive your car down the road at full throttle, and if somebody keeps putting fuel in it, it's just going to keep going forever. Something's going to give at some point, and the human body's exactly the same. So please don't believe that nonsense, you know, and if you're not fully recovering, you're not fully growing. It's as simple as that. You're not going to progress. So why people now are advocating that, you know, if you've got a weak body part, do it 4 times a week, and we should be, it's crazy. You know, what you should be doing is trying to isolate and get into that muscle more, so the body's going to respond to it, and then pushing it to a point that it really has no choice. As long as I say, it's been fed and rested properly, then it really has no choice but to change. But without proper recovery, it's not going to change. So doing it sooner, you're breaking into that recovery by training it sooner. So you've kind of almost ruined the workout you did initially. So you need to ensure you've completely fully recovered, then go and do it again. And obviously a little bit longer than just fully recovering, because you want the adaptation to take place as well from the workout. So that takes a little bit of time as well. Then you go back in the gym, do it again, keep doing it, and that's how you keep progressing. Okay, so I just wanted to make a point on that there is overtraining. Also just give you a little insight of what I've been doing. Obviously, once I'm back open, I'll be going back to the movements that you've seen before. Who knows, I may do my arms once in a while as well, but we'll see. But yeah, so that's just what I've been doing. Don't listen to the overtraining. And the last point on that is, they're constantly saying you need to keep increasing your volume to grow. Studies are showing this. I don't give a toss about studies. I'm from being in the gym, doing this for years and years, doing it with people for years and years and seeing how they respond. I do not believe in any study that any or very few people are truly hitting muscular failure. So you cannot say, well, 2 sets is better than 1 if that person has not gone as absolute balls to the wall as hard as they can on that 1 set, because the data is going to be skewed, because the effort's not been there. So I'm not saying they're not training hard, but when you watch these people on videos and things like that saying, okay, I'm going to go to failure now, that are doing these studies, some of them are 4 or 5 reps off failure, that at least 2 or 3, and that 2 or 3 makes a massive difference whether people say it doesn't or not. If you've ever gone to failure and that super last tough rep, you know the difference it makes. So don't worry about the studies that are coming out. Keep the volume low, keep the intensity very, very high, but that you can recover from, and make sure your form's precise. Like I've said before, progressive overload is an amazing thing, but if you focus on it solely, you'll lose something somewhere. Form will go somewhere, and like I said, if you've got six reps last week, you got 7 this week, but that 1 repetition, was maybe you speeded through the set, then you might have got that last week, so you're actually not stronger. Your main focus should be the quality of each rep and progress when and where possible. Okay, so that's it, guys. Just a little video on that, something a bit different. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Me and George need it desperately. Like, share the video, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any more, and please just let us know if you've enjoyed it, and if anything that you want to see, anything that we can help you with, just let us know, and we'll see you again next time.